Hey everyone, it's Bergeron back here today with you with Drawing for Absolute Beginners, and today we're going to look at charcoal. So charcoal is messy, plain and simple. If messy's not your thing, then charcoal's not your thing. But maybe I can convince you today with some quick, easy little tips about charcoal to at least give it a try. There's lots of things in art that are messy. Charcoal's one of them. And by messy, I mean just laying these things out, I already have my fingers are black, all right? So charcoal is essentially a stick that's burnt without any oxygen. And because it's burnt without any oxygen, it remains as a stick, all right? So this is just a big stick. Someone probably call it a log, but I don't know if you can see the grain in it, but it's actually, this was the size of the stick, all right? So this one is pretty big. Charcoal comes in different hardnesses, just like graphite does. And I did a demonstration of the hardness scale for graphite. And if you go back to the graphite video, you'll see that. But essentially, B means black and H means hard. So the harder the charcoal, the lighter the line it's going to make, all right? Or the harder you're going to have to press to make a blacker line. And B means black. So if it's 6B, it's going to leave a pretty black line. And if it's 6H, you're going to have to press really hard or just use it for contours, use it for things that you don't want to be super dark, such as maybe clouds. So clouds would be something that you might do with a hard charcoal or with a hard graphite, all right? So just remember those two things. H means hard, which gives you a lighter line, and B means black, which gives you obviously a blacker line. So charcoal comes in lots of different forms. Most of you are probably familiar with this one, which is how we normally buy charcoal. This is just a stick. This was a willow stick on a willow tree, and it's just been burnt without any oxygen to remain as a stick. And we package them up, and you usually get 5 of them, in a package like this. And this is just willow charcoal, and there's 6 sticks in this. And these 6 sticks are maybe, I think I got these for about $1.99 or $2.25, something like that. So not very expensive, and you get 6 usually in a box. All right. This is obviously a bigger one. This was about, I don't know, about maybe a foot or 30 centimeters long. And I think this was maybe $7 or $8. Again, not very expensive. These are charcoal sticks, which is essentially just the stuff that didn't stay as a stick and it gets compressed into a block like this. This one is a 4B, and you'll see there's other B's on them. They're probably not going to show up very well on camera, but this one I can see right here is a 4B. And then you'll also get charcoal that'll be in just a regular pencil. This one's a hard, it says HB hard on it. This one's a 4B, and this one's a 6B. All right, so just darker and darker. Right? But what can we do with charcoal? One, I think the thing that I want you to do is I want you to experiment with charcoal. I want you to experiment with all different medium. And this one right here is going to make a huge mark on your page. And you'll see I'm going to pick up some of the texture of the things that were on the page before, or I'm going to pick up some of the texture of whatever may be under the page. But, all right. So then the other thing that works really well with charcoal is, just as I was showing with graphite, you can erase this, all right? So before I was doing just a small sort of a flower, but if I want to draw a flower with graphite, I would probably put the petals in with an eraser. You can see how dirty everything gets with charcoal, all right? But it does erase pretty well. All right, so then you don't usually want to blow this because it is just going to blow charcoal dust all over yourself. I usually take this and break it, because if you try to draw with it long like that, it's going to snap. Charcoal is very finicky. It will break at a second's notice on you. So try to not be too worried about that and just grab another one. The great thing about charcoal is if you don't like something, you can just do that to it and put it in again. All right, so it's very easy, very forgiving. You see how quickly that broke. Very forgiving when it comes to removing it and putting in more. See here, all right, so you can then come back in here like this. So I always think of the first or second layer of charcoal as just, that's my under drawing or my under painting. And then I come back in and I can just take my finger, drag it through it. I want you to keep in mind that this is drawing for absolute beginners, so I'm not going to get into a lot of technique here, but you can certainly see how I can go back into this, erase it, get it back down to the white again, if I so chose to. Right? And then put this all back in here, like that, and go over it once again. And you'll see it's breaking off on me pretty severely here. All right, so have some fun with it. Figure out what it is that you want to do with it. Always remember that charcoal is something that you can erase fairly easily. Experiment with your charcoal. Figure out what it is that you want to do with it. And let me know how you're doing. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. So please leave your questions or comments in the comment section and I'll get right back to you. If you have learned anything from this video, please click like. And if you're not currently a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel and you can keep up with all the craziness that I'm going to post in the future. Thanks for checking me out. Have fun with your charcoal. Just experiment with it and don't get, don't get too caught up in whether or not it turns out or not. Because if it doesn't, just erase it, throw your page in the garbage and start over again. It's just a piece of paper. All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming out. See you again.